Hello, ThickBeardGaming here. For the next game for today, we are going to play Lift Your Spirits. It's made by Diosphere Studios, and well, is I think more of a novel-style game. Alone on a Friday night, and I'm spending it here. My fingers were sluggish as they typed out the last bit of conclusion needed to finish off my paper. It didn't even bother spell-checking the rest. My hand dragging the cursor across the closed document. Alright, time to submit it. I typed out my regards to Mr. Holtman. Kindly find the attached file of assignment, you student. Big Bear. Stifling a yawn, I turned on my phone to check the time. 2:53 a.m. The universal experience of losing sleep and gaining A-bags as a college student came to grace me in its hold once again, it seems. At least it's the weekend. Turning off the computer, it suddenly hit me how quiet it was without my fingers tapping away at the keyboard. Everyone else had left. Well, that's why I always have headphones with music. I just can't work when it's quiet. The campus was open 24/7, but who else was dumb enough to push their luck in submitting their assignment this late? I considered myself lucky Mr. Holtman gave me the extended deadline, otherwise I'd be screwed. Still, there were also the rumors. Disembodied voices echoing through empty rooms. Heavy footsteps shuffling down the halls. Those who were lucky claimed to see a black silhouette skulking around the vending machine at the end of the corridor, staring at them. I wasn't the superstitious type, but I had to admit the eerie silence of being the only person here gave me the creeps. I was recalling all the gossip spread around the student body when a sound made me perk up. I glanced behind me over the monitors to see if someone had come in. And did someone? Nobody. I ignored the goosebumps rising on my arms as I gathered up my items into my bag. Superstitious or no, I've done what I came here for. Time to go. I shambled to the elevators and tapped the button. It rumbled to life, slowly making its way up to my floor. Just a couple more minutes and I'm out of here, I assured myself. I don't know why, but I found myself constantly checking behind me as if expecting someone there. Yet it's always empty every time I look. I tapped the button some more. The hairs at the back of my neck stood as if I was being watched. I hear someone walking. I clenched my fists, ignoring how sweaty they felt on my pockets. That's breathing. Is there someone behind me? Ding! I jumped. The door slid open as I released a breath I didn't realize I was holding. I didn't even consider looking back as I stood inside, refusing to turn around until the doors closed. The chipper background music they played calmed me down somewhat. Could be better. I'm almost in disbelief where they were still playing it at this hour. Almost. I pressed the button for the ground floor, the elevator moving with a small jolt. With nothing to do but wait, I stared at it as the numbers slowly descended. The lull of the elevator was starting to make me sleepy. I thought of the things I could do once I got home, just to distract myself for the rest of the ride. Oops. A shower for sure. Microwave dinner. Whatever. I blinked up at the flickering lights. The elevator shuddered and came to an abrupt halt. The music cut out. I tried the button for the ground floor, then the rest. Unresponsive. Pushing the intercom button gave nothing but static. Hello? No, this can't be happening. Taking a moment to compose myself, I called out. Is anyone out there? I'm stuck in here. Help! I started slamming the doors as panic took hold. There had to be someone out there. Help! Please, I'm in here. I didn't stop for a good minute, getting more and more desperate as tears welled up in my ears, in my eyes. In my ears. That would be strange. Why? Why now? Why me? I knocked my forehead against the door in a slump, ready to curl up and cry. This sucks. I was about to turn before I felt a chill run up my spine. The air felt heavy. Is this claustrophobia setting in? I didn't think I had a fear of closed spaces. Unless... There was a raspy moan from behind me. I turned my head and screamed. Across me was a growing blotch of darkness, an oozing mass that seemed to melt through the walls. I scrambled away, my back flat against the door. A hand emerged from the writhing form, grasping at the edges. Foul-smelling black ichor dripped from its fingers. Another arm followed suit, clinging to the other side. I couldn't look away. That makes me think of a certain SCP. I couldn't find my voice to scream. A face took shape. A pair of hollow eyes and a manic grin with several teeth. It seemed to smile directly at me. I blacked out. Wake up. Hey. I heard a voice, panic and flustered from above me. A person was looming over me, visibly worried as I blinked back to consciousness. You're alive. I couldn't really check for a pulse, so... Anyway, are you alright? I think so. Phew, I'm glad. Didn't mean to scare you back there. I realized I was still in the elevator, but now with a stranger twiddling their thumbs in front of me. They were taller than me, looming a few good inches past my head. Their limbs looked even more awkward in the baggy sweater they had. I wasn't sure if they forgot to wash away their makeup, or if they just haven't slept for 3 days straight. Possibly both. I realized they were staring at me as well. Their eyes focused on me a little too long, as if they'd forgotten how to blink. So... I suddenly remembered the last thing I saw. That creepy shadow from the walls. Before you were here, there was something crawling out of the walls. I know it sounds insane, but I swear, it looks straight out of a horror movie. Ah, those shifty eyes. Stranger looked nervous. Crap, they think I'm nuts. Don't look at me like that. No, I believe you, for sure. You saw it too? Well, sort of. I'm sorry, I was really trying to be sneaky. That must have been uncomfortable to watch, huh? Come again? What are you saying? Well, I heard you yelling for help and I couldn't just leave you alone. So I did the next best thing I could. Are you saying that was you? Yes, in a way. There's really no easy way to say this. I'm not alive, not the way you are. Did they mean... You mean like a ghost? The stranger lit up Give me a moment. I need a moment. Still need a moment. Come on, load. That, well, let's use him. And now.
This is a demo.
Hey, no, that's not what I put in.
Appreciatively. This is a demo.
Okay, appreciatively. Yeah, that was pretty much killing the vibe. Basically, you must have heard the rumors, right? Well, it's me, in the flesh. Well, sense the flesh. I have to do it. My hand shut out before I could think twice. The tips of my fingers instantly felt airy and ice cold, like touching something solid yet not. The stranger yelped and backed away. Hey, do you just go around sticking your fingers into people you just met? Nope, not really. I would get some lawsuits for that, I think. So, sorry, I thought you were messing with me. The stranger was having none of it. Why do I even bother? If you sit tight and don't do anything stupid, they'll come find you in the morning. They shifted into a familiar black shapeless entity, melting into a puddle and disappearing through the floor. Exactly the same way they had entered. I found myself alone for the next 7 hours. The walkers found me half dozing in the corner the next morning. I stayed late most nights on campus to see if the stranger would show up, but it seems they are ignoring me on purpose. I never saw them again. Bad End 1, Rude Awakening. Alright, I can just skip whatever I want. Come on, give me options. Well, since we're just going to find all endings anyway, let's take you Don't Touch Me Creep. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to. Just give me some space, will you? Okay, that seems to be the same. What kind of sick joke is this? I was just trying to help. There's really no easy way to say this. I'm not... it's the same thing. Okay, the first two answers don't matter. Well, belief. I feel like this isn't the worst situation to be meeting a ghost for the first time. The stranger gave a sigh of relief. Thank you for trusting me. I'd ask for your name, but I already know that it's ThickBeard. Okay, how? How did you... I've been watching you for a while. Stalker. Excuse me? Tonight. I've been watching you for a while tonight. It's not safe to be alone this late. Not fully trusting you? I would know. Before I could ask further, they straightened. Anyways, I stuck around to see you write your paper. I don't necessarily agree with your hypothesis, but interesting nonetheless. You know what? Since I have the saves that I can do very quickly, I'm just going to do that. I'm going to say thanks. I think this would be an ending, maybe another bad ending, but we can find that out later. They gave a shy smile. No problem. This wasn't the way I expected the night to go, but I guess the sooner I accepted it, the better. I should probably ask for their name instead of calling them stranger. You know my name, but what about yours? Oh. They looked away, fingers picking at the sleeve. I don't remember. I know who I was and what I did when I was alive, but not my name. Strange, isn't it? Have you ever thought of picking one yourself? Their eyes widened as if the thought never occurred to them. I never needed a name, but if I were to have one, I've always liked the way armor sounds. Another say, it's perfect. Their smile widened. Thank you, Thickbeard. Armor went back to twiddling their fingers. They stood in silence for a while, gorging on what to say next. I kept glancing back at the hands, wondering if they'd feel as solid as they looked. They knew I was stalling, but didn't seem to mind, waiting patiently in front of me. My thoughts were running wild from sleep deprivation, and shocked to actually form words past our introductions, to be honest. They started humming softly, as if to fill the silence. That's when it hit me. For a ghost, they could easily be a student just like me. I have to ask, how did you, Alma had a knowing look in their eyes. Oh man, it's honestly kind of embarrassing. I'll back down. I guess I don't have to tell you then. That's alright. I heaved a sigh and moved to sit down, leaning against the doors. Alma looked on curiously. What are you doing? I shrugged and took out my phone to look for a time-wasting app. In no time, I had one of my mindless games open. Might as well settle in and spend the next few hours trying to beat my high score. Not much I can do right now. Got some battery to last a couple hours. I pat down a spot next to me. You wanna watch? Alma stood for a moment, as if unsure. Come on, plenty of room for both. Just watch your legs, Lanky. They settled in beside me, sitting crisscross applesauce, and leaned over to look at my phone. My shoulder immediately chilled at the close proximity, but I couldn't bother bringing it up. We chatted amicably as my fingers tapped away at my screen, Alma getting more invested the higher my number got. But otherwise it was peaceful company. A few hours passed. I must have dozed off at some point, as the next thing I knew there was some whirring behind me that woke me up with a jolt. Voices began to call out and I turned to see some workers prying the door open for me. It took no time for me to step outside when their work was done. The sunlight shining over me made it feel like everything that happened last night was a dream. I turned on my phone to look at the time. Instead, I saw an unsent message typed out on the screen. Be safe, careful about staying late next time. I blinked and looked around. A cold chill went up my arm and I almost turned to expect Alma, but saw nothing. Next time? I put my phone away and rubbed my blurry eyes, mentally making a note to stay back at the campus more frequently from now on. Good and one, till next time. Okay. Nobody asked your opinion. Oh, sorry. This wasn't the way I expected my night to go. Okay, that one was completely useless. It sounds stupid. Oh, no need to be rude about it. Alma went back to twiddling their fingers. We stood in silence for a while. Okay, so those two don't matter at all? Yeah, I've waterloaded. So it doesn't matter at all. Insist. Despite having no blood flowing through the veins, the cheeks seem to darken. We don't have to get into it. But I really want to know, please. They hesitated before nodding. Promise you won't make fun of me? Promise. Okay. So, I was staying late working on an assignment, just like you. No one was around. Even back then, I was known as a loner most of the time. It didn't bother me. While I was working, I got thirsty. No big deal. So I headed over to the vending machine for a drink. They paused, handshaking. They clasped at the wrist and twisted before continuing. Just a soda, not too much to ask, right? I paid for the damn thing, but somehow my hand got stuck in the dispenser. So I pulled and, well, they struggled a bit before I waved for them to continue. It fell. I felt my whole body being crushed under the weight. I couldn't even cry out for help. And the whole time my hand was still stuck on that thing, not that I could even tell. I think my wrist was beyond saving at that point. They sunk into themselves. I tried trying to get some steep shoulder. How pathetic is that? Oh my god, that is awful. Well, I think this will lead to the second happy end, and this will lead to the second bad end. So let's go for the bad end first. Kinda sounded like you deserved it. Arma's eyes shrunk into thin slits. Why are you so mean to me? The lights dimmed, the fuzzy static rising in the air. A heavy weight settled into my chest as Arma stared me down. The hate only made me shrink further. I've done nothing but be nice to you. All I wanted to do was help, and yet everything went dark. I stepped back as rasping noises came from in front of me. Sounds of scuffling and bones snapping. My back hit the wall. It was cold, colder than anything I've ever felt. It hurt to breathe as I waited in the dark for something to happen. Hello? The emergency lights turned on. Arma no longer looked human. Multiple eyes writhed across the form. Tiny slits with red pupils judging me. Mouths cackled and taunted, whispering, "You deserve this. You deserve this. You deserve this." Wait. My feet buckled as the elevator began to drop, free falling as gravity's pull took over. The buttons began to light up one by one as we fell by each floor, faster and faster as it gained speed. The scraping of metal was loud in my ears. I dropped to my knees begging for it to stop. And stop it did. Splat. Bad end 2. You deserved it. Awesome. I like that. Deserved. It's not. I'm sorry that happened to you. I put my hand over theirs. It passed right through, giving an ice-cold chill at my fingertips, but Arma seemed to appreciate it nonetheless. They looked up at me, their nervous hands finally coming to a stop. I've never told anyone about it before. I didn't think it would feel this freeing, thank you. I heaved a sigh and moved to sit down, leaning against the doors. Arma looked on curiously. What are you doing? Okay, how do I get the second good end? Nope, not this one. Back down. Do I have to be friendly all the time? I think so. Are you saying that was you? We'll leave them. Thanks, I think it's perfect. And now make a save. Back down, and nothing new. Insist. And... oh. Now we have something new. You know, I think you're a really great person. I wanna help you get out of here. I tilted my head. How are you going to do that? I can try some things, that is, if you trust me. Don't have any choice, trust Arma. They clapped their hands excitedly. Okay, here we go. You might wanna hold on to something. Before I could ask further, the elevator began to drop. My heart plunged into my throat as my weight shifted upwards. Arma? Hang on, let me focus. The buttons for each floor flashed beside me. I closed my eyes shut and decided to trust them. It felt like a roller coaster heading straight to the ground. The air whizzed around me. I grit my teeth and clenched my hands, knuckles probably right if I bothered to look. And just like that, it stopped. I yelped as the elevator jolted. I landed on my ass with a smack. I blinked my eyes open to see Alma clapping excitedly. They looked over to see me on the floor and gestured towards the doors. They cracked open as if manually pulled apart by an unseen force. My jaw dropped as I realized they really did bring me to the ground floor. You really did it. I did. I never got to do that before. I couldn't believe my eyes. I stood and threw my arms around Arma, only to completely pass through them. They yelped and backed away to the wall. Give a signal before you do that. I don't appreciate feeling hands inside of me, it's gross. Sorry. I gathered myself and stepped through the doors, Arma following suit. Sure enough, the lobby was empty, the clock on the wall indicating it was close to 4 AM now. Well, I guess this is it. I turned to see them, trying hard not to reach for their hands, fingers twitching to intertwine with one another. It all happened so fast. It sunk in that now I could leave and go home right now if I wanted to. Arma, thank you, I appreciate it. They nodded understandingly. I stood there for a moment as they looked at me before averting their eyes. Averting their eyes. They were waiting for me to leave. I grasped at my phone inside my pocket, mustering the courage to ask what I was about to ask. Would you ever wanna hang out again? They did a double take. Huh? Would you wanna hang? Yes. But why would you want to? Why wouldn't I? I like you. Once again, their cheeks darkened despite being them. I like you too. Yeah, I'd love to hang out again. Great. Preferably when I'm, not stuck and helpless in an elevator. My heart skipped a beat as they laughed lightly. Preferably, of course. I'll see you next week? Yes, don't worry about the time or place. I can always find you, wherever you are in the building. Kind of unsettling, but okay. Stay safe, ThickBeard. I waved and headed towards the entrance, pulling my phone out to call for a driver from one of my apps. When I turned to look back, Alma was already gone. Good end too, friends for life or more. Well, that was a cute game. One ending was, well, really a little bit scary, but not the war game. But nonetheless, I really enjoyed the story. I hope you did too. If you did, like, comment or subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!